Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Geminis here in mid to late July? We're moving very close to Leo season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in mid to late July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's have ourselves a good time today, my friends. We're going to have some fun. We're going to read through some cards and see what we see. And yeah, it's interesting that I speak about fun and a very fun card pops out, which could be great. I mean, I guess it depends on your situation. But to me, this is normally very lighthearted, which can be pretty good. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this interesting, colorful image here. We have a snow globe. We have this little bunny or pony and unicorn bunny. I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe you're seeing some rabbits around. But we have these toys. And to me, this just feels like a very fun card. Like whenever I see toys, I think of enjoyment. I think of leisure time. I think of having fun. Now, for some of you, if things have been a little dry or things have been a little serious, boring, monotonous, whatever it might be, maybe Spirit wants you to cut loose a little bit. Now, everyone's definition of fun is totally different. So again, whatever that might be, you should make some time for yourself because that's a very good thing to do, right? All work and no play. That could be very dull. Now, where this card takes a turn is that in life, everything in balance is usually a pretty good way to approach it. Sometimes this energy could be having a little too much fun, right? So there could be something here about limits where it's like, all right, well, enjoy yourself, but not too much. Don't overdo it because this energy can absolutely overdo it with certain things. So if there's certain things you're refraining from, this energy will make you cave real quick. Uh, Also, I mean, I guess the frustrating thing could be is if there's someone that's not taking something seriously and it's bugging you. But for the most part, I like it. It's fun. It's lighthearted. We're going to let it chill right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Geminis. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my good friends. It was titled A Big Return. Now, that could be a whole variety of different things, and just know energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. But the main thing I was picking up is that the door was open for a whole lot of things to resurface. So, whether it's situations, whether it's people, whether it's circling back on certain things, that was all in play. So, if that hasn't happened, just watch the coming days and weeks because that door did seem open. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Gemini. What do we have in mid to late July? What's going on for our good friends? Thank you. Okay. And that's not so fun. All right, we got the 5 of Swords. I mean, that could be very determined. I don't want to pass judgment on this card just yet, but usually when that's the first card out, I'm like, ooh, okay. Who got up on the wrong side of the bed, right? Let's get a couple more. Okay. Lots of swords, which is good for you because I mean you're an air sign and all these swords, like you could be comfortable with it. You could work with this energy. Let's get one more. That could be things improving potentially. I'm feeling very neutral about what we're seeing so far. 2 of Wands. I've been seeing this a few times. We have the fire air combination showing up here, which again, these are all elements that work well with you. But right now, I'm going to reserve my excitement because I feel like this reading could look really great, but it could take a left on us. So I don't know if there's something you're trying to stay neutral about. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. feel like that paints a picture. I feel like it lays a good foundation of how the energy's flowing or how comfortable you might be with it. And it's air predominant with a little bit of fire. Now, in a Gemini reading, these elements work really great, right? With the air, fire, these are all things that work beautifully. Now, when it comes to air, that's your power element, that's your comfort zone, right? So, first, with that alone, I like it. But when I look at air, I think of logic, I think of information, I think of planning, I think of strategy. It's very intelligent and it could represent an active mind. A big thing with this energy, yeah, it could be a little stern and serious sometimes, but air is about giving or receiving information. So you might have an extra curiosity to you, or there could be certain things you're trying to piece together or figure out when this air element shows up strong. It's also about perspective. The only downside to air to me is that sometimes it can represent overthinking. It can also represent a cold, detached, surgical, clinical type of energy here. So we'll keep an eye on it. Then here on the back end, we have fire. Now, I always say you mix fire and air, that could be a kaboom, right? Like it's very fiery, a little volatility, but that can be good for moving things forward. But when it comes to fire, that's all about action. Whether it's actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions that you want to take. That's where this resides. It could also be health and wellness, energy levels, whether you're feeling high or low. The only downside to fire, it's hard to control, right? It's hard to contain. So, especially with the air feeding it, yes, there is this little underlying volatility of something either picking up quickly or taking a left on you. But we're just going to have to see. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Five of Swords. Now we see our spiky haired friend here has all the swords, and there's a couple people in the background, looks like they got their butts kicked, right? This person wins. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now, in the good sense, I'm an optimist. I always have to start with the positive. The Five of Swords is determination, where it's like, I say it and I do it. I follow through. If I put my mind to something, I will not be stopped, which is a great thing. So maybe there's something you're holding firm on in maybe something there you're holding firm on in this time. Pardon me. I do like this card for the forward push, forward momentum, because this is no quitter. This is someone that keeps pushing through. So I like it. Even if you are dealing with something difficult, the Five of Swords, it's like, I'll make it. It is also a card that is doing what's right for itself. That's another thing. And again, that's not necessarily a selfish thing. But when we get to the challenging aspect of the Five of Swords, it's a pretty pissed off type of energy, right? Like this person's very aggressive, so it can be argumentative. It can represent conflict, it can represent anger and madness. It's a very pushy type of energy that we do want to keep an eye on because there might be a little warning here with this card, whether it's something you're not too happy about or somebody else. We'll see what's up here. But again, it can be good. Now, the energy does mellow out as we move to the middle. We get that Five of Swords back by the Amethyst. Maybe he'll calm down a little bit. But getting to the middle, we have the Six of Swords. Cool. Nice action card, right? See the people in the boat, they're coming out of the choppy waters into the calm. This is a huge card of improvement, things getting better, moving forward. So, like starting with the five into the six, it's like, I'm doing this and I'm motivated to make it happen. There is a very pushy type of energy, which again could be good for you. But I like this for improvement and results. This could also represent travel and distance if you're dealing with any situations involving that. The only downside to this Six of Swords, when we get to the shadow side of it, it could be very elusive. It could avoid things. There's like an avoidant nature to it. So it's like we have this very head on confrontational energy, and then this one's a little slippery. So we need to look and see. For some of you, this could be great. For some of you, it might be a little frustrating, depending. This card can also represent things popping back up, just like we saw last week. So we will see what's happening. Now, moving to the back end, we have our little vibe switch, right? We have the Two of Wands, which a lot of people have been getting this card this week. As with all twos, it can represent decisions, choices, being at a crossroads, partnerships. All twos could represent partnerships. But we see this person, they're standing, looking at the path ahead. They have the little globe and they're plotting their course. So to me, this is a huge card of planning and strategy when somebody has something in the works, or it's like, I'm planning this out. I'm looking to the future. So there is this little strategic type of energy here. But the downside of the Two of Wands, it could be something that does not go according to plan. It could be an energy that goes off script. It could be like unplanned, unexpected, surprising energy sometimes. So we have a lot of stuff potentially happening here. I want to dive deeper on all the Gemini. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle for my friends. What's happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive. The which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Swords. See what that has. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're any messages you have for Gemini and you're a reader, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Five of Swords here? Why is that Five of Swords here? Thank you. Cool. Okay. So we have the Magician in reverse underneath it. This is a very, very pushy type of energy, my friends. Because the Magician is great. Yes, it could be about ritual. Yes, it could be about manifesting, creating. It's very spiritual and it's highly intuitive, very similar to the High Priestess. But an underlying tone of the Magician, since he is master of all elements, it is an energy that wants control. It is my way or the highway, right? I want to control my outcome. So when I see it in reverse underneath this Five of Swords, it's like something is not going my way and I do not like it. Most people usually don't, right? But the reactions are what tell the story, right? Like when something doesn't go according to plan or something doesn't go your way or you don't get your way, yeah, you're not going to be happy about it, but people respond to it in different ways. When I see the Magician in reverse underneath this Five of Swords, it feels pretty mad. It feels angry. And there's like this pushy energy where it's like, okay, well, if you're not going to give it to me, I'm going to take it. Or if you're not going to allow this to happen, I'm going to push it through anyway. Oh, you don't want me to do this? Too bad. I'm going to make it happen. So just watch out with anybody that's a little too pushy here. I would urge a little caution in this time about being pushy yourself when it comes to any situation. It doesn't just have to be connections, relationships. This energy just pressures. It's too much pressure, aside from the little bit of anger and pushiness that I'm getting here. So that's a little bit of a warning. We're going to keep going. I'm not going to overcomplicate it, but it is like super simple and straightforward when we have the Magician in reverse. This did not go my way, and I'm not happy about it. Or I don't have a say in this, so I'm kind of pissed about it. Let's see what's up with the Six of Swords. We're going to put this Magician right back here. Maybe the energy mellows out, hopefully. But let's see what's going on in the center. Maybe it improves. So why is the Six of Swords here for Gemini? I mean, if this is a never give up, never surrender type of attitude, that might be good for some of you, right? Like you get knocked down, get back up again type of vibe. So I'm not saying it's all bad, but I do pick up a little bit of an aggression there. All right, Four of Wands in reverse underneath this Six of Swords. The Four of Wands, the 1111 card. It's like, okay, well, you're not going to do that. Watch what I do. It's like a tit for tat type of energy that I'm picking up here, and I'll explain to you why. Now, normally the Four of Wands, I link to omen, signs, synchronicities. So, 1111, repeating numbers, all that kind of stuff. It's usually very good, celebratory, people getting together and working together. It's a very cooperative, co creation type of energy, but it's also planted, right? Like usually the Four of Wands is set in stone, set in place, very predictable. So when I see it in reverse underneath the Six of Swords, it's like, okay, well, you're not going to do this for me, then I'm not going to do that for you. Or, oh, you're not going to give me what I want? Fine. I'll take this away. Like it's a very tit for tat type of energy. So watch out for any situation in this time that has that edge to it, or any person that responds in that kind of way. I don't want to say it's like extortion or blackmail or something like that, but it is like tit for tat. It's like, okay, well, I didn't get what I want, then you're not going to get what you want. Or that didn't go my way. Watch what I do now. It's like one of those. So there is this little bit of a warning here on the front end, that's for sure. Four of Wands in reverse, it's like turning over a table. That's how the energy feels to me with the Six of Wands, turning over a table. So we're going to keep going. We're going to see what the Two of Wands has. Again, we have more fire showing up here too. So it's a little intense, my friends. Let's see what's up with the Two of Wands. I mean, for some of you, and again, I have to give the benefit of the doubt, and I always have to give a positive energy too. Six of Swords with the Four of Wands, this could be somebody making big changes too, where it's like, you know what, that didn't work out. Maybe I need to go back to the drawing board, or this energy is not going how I like it to go. Maybe I need to make some big changes. So hopefully, in the best case scenario, this is an energy that's doing a little self-reflection and attacking a problem in a different way, right? Going back to the drawing board. Let's see what's up with the Two of Wands. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. Thank you. Yeah, there is this energy that's going back to the drawing board. There's like this plan happening. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups in the upright. Now, I love the energy. The Ten of Cups is great. I usually link it to wins, victories. It could also represent home and family, people that are very close to us as well. So it doesn't just have to be a blanket statement win. But when I see the Two of Wands, the card of planning with the Ten of Cups underneath it, it's like, all right, I need the best case scenario. What is the best way forward? How can I move further or move on with this, whatever this is? So it is an energy looking to the future. I don't want to say it's somebody choosing or wanting the easiest road, but it's like, all right, I need the best result. Like that didn't go well. I need the best result. How can I get this result? That's how this energy is presenting to me. So again, we'll claim it. I mean, the Ten of Cups is good with the Two of Wands. It's like, all right, well, things are going to go according to plan. So for some of you, if you're dealing with a situation, maybe Spirit's like, all right, well, maybe you need to structure it a little bit better. Maybe you need to have boundaries or guidelines or little stops in the road with whatever it is you're dealing with, like checkpoints and stuff. There is this very planned out strategic energy. So whether it's spirit urging you to do it or whether it's someone you're connected to, where it's like, all right, that didn't go right, that didn't go well. We have the little tit for tat. How can I move forward with this now? Where do I go from here? It's given me a huge vibe like this. Let's go through and do a quick recap. The very intriguing energy, and this could potentially be something that goes your way at some point. But let's go through and then we'll do the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box position number one, we got the Five of Swords, Magician in reverse. So again, either this is an energy that's going to brute force the result that it wants. Can't stop, won't stop. I don't care. I'm going to do it because I want to do it. There is this like aggressive, pushy type of energy, and it does also have a bit of anger underneath the surface. So watch out for that here. In the center, I have the Six of Swords with the Four of Wands. Now, in the best case scenario, it's somebody saying, all right, well, that didn't work how I wanted it to. Let's switch it up. Let's make some big changes or tweaks. But it also feels like somebody turning over a table where it's like, oh, I can't play the game, then no one plays the game. Or I can't sit at this table, then no one has the table. It's like a tit for tat type of energy. So watch out for things like that. Moving to the back end, we have the Two of Wands with the Ten of Cups. Strategic way forward is the best way forward with whatever it is you're dealing with. I mean, I do like the end result, but there is someone that I wouldn't say they're taking the easy road, but they're going back to the drawing board where it's like, okay, how can I get the result I want? So I think this is a much better way than this one on the front end. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get your shadow card here, my good friends. What do we got in the shadows for Gemini, please? Quick, super quick. Yeah, Seven of Swords. And this is a card, I don't always raise a huge alarm when this shows up as a shadow, but it is something that we should pay attention to. Now, it is a card that does belong in the shadows because shadows, that's the name of the game with the Seven of Swords. Usually it's the picture of the dude that's stealing all the swords. So it's funny how we have the Five of Swords. He has all the swords. And in the shadow, it's like, hey, I have all the swords now too. It's like I'm taking it back. So, like with this whole tit for tat thing I'm watching out for, just be aware of that in this time. Now, the Seven of Swords, in its best case scenario, it does represent things that are not on our radar. So whether it's things, situations, what people are doing, what people are saying, this is like a blind spot. So watch out for any proverbial blind spots with situations you're dealing with. Worst case scenario, the Seven of Swords is not a very trustworthy type of energy. I always say that it could link to people that lie. It could link to thieves even, and that's worst case scenario. So we're not going to go there. But the Seven of Swords tells me something might not add up. So in this time, if you do get that intuition or that feeling, it's like, yeah, something's not adding up. That's what the Seven of Swords is telling us too. So trust that gut intuition. We're going to put it down right there, Gemini. That's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just after I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must-have or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's two simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.